property, 19 properties. Five of the properties have been taken care of by owners. They have until the 21st to get those properties cleared. So we hope that they take this opportunity between now and then to cut the grass and get the property in order. If not, then we'll seek something on the 21st for a resolution of us to do. So it's the same process will take place on this one. There'll be at least 3 weeks from now, we'll seek another resolution for those that don't comply.
So Mr. Wood, they don't comply, we'll end up cutting it and sending them a invoice or bill or something like that. We will take care of it.
Correct. I will supply to you at the following council meeting, an invoice with rates that we believe needs to be assessed for bringing the equipment there and doing it, and then you will vote on those rates and set those rates based on per property, based on their size, and all that. So y'all be discussing the exact amount. The invoices I'm going to supply to you at that meeting will be suggested quotes of what it needs to be to cover the expenses for what we incur.
Okay, yes, sir. All right, thank you.
Okay, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It is moved and seconded resolution 08-23-01, property to declare weed nuisance, be approved. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Resolution 08-23-01 has been approved. Next, we have resolution 08-23-02, Clearwater contract withdrawal for water distribution. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second. It is moved and seconded resolution 08-23-02 be approved. Are there any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Resolution 08-23-02 has been approved. Reports of standing committee, Councilmember Malone.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. Just have a couple of things. I want to thank you for this here. On August 15th at 6 p.m., there will be a public meeting to discuss the land use along the Chattahoochee River. Please come out and voice your concern on what we can do with that land that sits along the Chattahoochee River. Per, may I heard?
It is 15th.
It's the 15th at 6, yes, sir, here at City Hall. I got a question. I see they putting down some sod downtown, Johnny.
Sure.
Are they putting down grass sod downtown, or what are they? I see them putting out.
Yes, sir, they started, doing the landscaping part of the First Street project, which went from 8th Avenue to 29th. Initially, I thought we were gonna do some planning up through, all the way through, similar to what we did down this area. But, our consultant, I think Mr. Kent, had decided just to go with sod on part of it, up, toward 8th and then down toward 29. But we are going to landscape, in front of the big building on First Street. There'll be some plantings there with, I think we decided on a small, kind of low growing crepe myrtle there to dress that area up right in front of the fountain.
Will it be the same like everybody? Will it be consistent with everything else that we got, basically, on the same type of tree?
Plantings will in front of the big building, but the side, there won't be any, my understanding, I wasn't involved in that decision, but my understanding, there won't be any plantings in the sodded area until later, maybe later in the year, or first of next year.
So we're putting down,
Grass.
Putting down, centipede grass now.
they're gonna take back up.
I'm not sure, I'm not sure about that.
It won't be taken back up. Trees will be eventually planted. And so, I know that Ms. Dawes, I think Ms. Davis requested some kind of tree not be, she didn't want a big tree in her area.
I don't know, she mentioned that to me.
Yeah, she did, she talked to me about it.
I know she mentioned.
Oh, okay.
She just didn't want a big tree, and I think I talked to most everybody over the last several months. We wanted to stay away from big trees that we've got down mostly near, because they're causing problems for a lot of businesses. And they're also about to start causing problems for the sidewalks, start cracking the sidewalks. The trees are just so big. So we didn't want to do any big trees in those areas. Initially, we were just gonna do some smaller trees, and then some small road, planning to kind of mimic what's going down Lanier. But they decided just to do the sod right now, and then I think maybe change it at some point, add some trees or something.
Okay. So it won't be anything there just for about a year or so, just great.
I'm not sure what the plan
It
is.
won't be that,
What, we just ran out of grant money, or we just not doing it?
No, we haven't run out because we got a grant, Ms. Gilbert wrote a grant for $1,000 to plant trees, and we have money in that to do it. Yeah, give them credit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Malone. Ms. Alter.
I just want to say thank you to the city of Lanett for the back to school supplies. Thank you to the rec department for the back to school bash. We had a great turnout, and tomorrow is the first day of school in the city of Lanett. So keep our students, administrators, teachers in your prayers as we have a great school year. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Alter. Councilmember Tucker.
Just a couple things there. I was talking to Mr. Summers back there, Alan, about the power. I was talking to a guy saying that our power, his power was out for 4 hours. I told him, I said, man, I brag about the city, and we get our power right back on. It never off more than 2 hours. He said he was off for 4 hours. Maybe we had a limb or something. It was something major. But I just want to tell Alan and them, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're getting good compliments too. A lot of folks saying, you know, like we get our lights on the way you do too. And also, I don't thank Rocky and the mayor for getting that situation taken care of for me over there, that cul-de-sac that had that, I guess, pothole. We just filled in the holes, right? They got that taken care of for me. I appreciate y'all doing that, Rocky. And then just like to thank Deborah and the mayor and Miss Alter. We had a finance meeting. It was a good meeting. I had some stuff explained to me that I didn't understand, and now I know how some of the accounts work. Just cause you see the money there don't mean you just spending on anything. When you have them account, you can spend it on certain things. So the money look like it's there, but actually sometimes it's not there for what you need it to be there for. And other than that, Mayor, I don't have anything there.
Okay, and Mr. Tucker, over there, what you talking about? We just waiting on Chris to come back and finish everything.
Okay, all right.
But they gonna pave it.
Okay, I know I rode over there, filled in the potholes and everything, so he's good to ride on now, so thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Ms. Thomas?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I got a couple of things. First, I'm just like, Councilman Tucker, the, electricity, department's doing a great job. We do get people calling saying that, you know, the lights are out because of the storm, but I mean, we can't control what God does. So if the lights get, you know, something gets knocked off, but we're pretty good about getting things, done pretty fast, you know, but they're going out, with TREC and with Alabama Power. So it's not just like we're trying to make the lights go out at Lanett. Some people think, oh, well, our lights are off. But I mean, you know, that's just something that happens. So we do appreciate you all and your swift movement in getting them back on. We really do appreciate that. Also, again, I saw that it was a back to school bash. I'm sorry I didn't make it, but I know y'all did a great job. Thank you, Trent, for all you do. Then also, I would like to say, again, with Rocky and with Bo, thank you all for the picking up the things in the streets and on the side of the road. We thank you all for your hard work. But also, you know, they always say you got to start with something good, then you start with, you know, say something that you need to do. The street department, the grass department, I know that the guys I know that they're working shorthanded, and I know it's hot. I'm glad they're out there working because I'm not in that hot sun. But what I do see is when the grass is being cut on the right of way, that the guys are riding the lawnmowers, but nobody's weed eating. So it's like they're kind of half doing it. Again, I understand that we are short-handed, but I would rather us as a city, if you're gonna work in one spot, work that one spot good, and then you go to the next spot. Instead of us, you can go down the street and you can see where they rode around on the lawnmowers, but there's no weed eating. It's kind of like it's half done. So,
I say something.
yes, sir.
You have to be riding lately because the guys even working on the weekend and they working in certain areas and we been getting calls about how good it's looking. They working on Saturdays, cutting right of ways and all, so.
Well, they may be doing good in
You
those
just
areas.
You just haven't been, maybe you haven't been in that area yet. But
Yeah, maybe it hadn't been in that area, but I've seen in the areas from what I've seen. Again, I'm not saying that y'all are not doing a good job. I'm just saying that what I've seen is that, you know, that we got it where you can see where they did some weed. And maybe that part, you all, Rocky or Bo, y'all may not been there at the time, or maybe it was just an oversight. But I'm just saying, as far as in my area, what I've driven through, I've seen it. And then also that I've asked about this back when Jason Abernathy was here, is that we are seeing grass growing into the streets. And so it would be great if we can get soon, when it cools off, I'm not asking for something that's, you know, I understand it's hot, but to see if we can get like the mowers or those dumpsters or something those trucks to start scraping the streets, because we have grass growing in the streets. Now I know some people that cuts their grass, that they go out there and they weed eat and they get it edged or whatever be the case, but I do see areas in my district that has grass, and I've asked Jason Abernathy about that when he was here back a term ago. So, you know, I'm asking if it's all, go ahead.
Pardon the interruption, but 2 weeks ago, we met in the mayor's office, Shannon and Bo and all that. We have made it the city's mission to cut every right of way that the city has a responsibility to cut in the city. And they began 2 weeks ago, and it takes a little bit of a while to get across. I don't know if they've hit Kroger Block or anything yet, but the other weekend, if you rode down South 2nd Avenue, South 3rd, anywhere in the Mill District, it was immaculate as far as the city's right of ways and all is concerned. I didn't know they was already cutting on it. I called Bo and told him how wonderful a job he was doing. That we are getting to it. It takes us a little bit of time, but for the past 2 weekends, the city's authorized some overtime for the guys, got half crew coming in. So we are addressing that. That is we had a meeting and we talk about it all the time. And that's my weed ordinances that I'm bringing in front of you. We're addressing those problem areas, but just give us a little bit of time. Like I said, we've only been going for 2 weekends now, in addition to everything else that we gotta cut. It is our goal to have every right of way, every city street maintained as it should be.
Mm-hmm. And
if you ride on up there by the Mill parking lot, right up through there, they had traffic blocked most of the day up there. They were up there.
I saw them today
Weeding
out there. And again, I'm saying this and not saying that y'all are not doing a great job. I don't want anybody to think you're not doing a great job. Of course, that if it's brought to me, and then if I see some stuff, I'm just bringing it to you. So in the course of me bringing it to you here on the Monday, this might was brought to me again, you know, a week or so ago. So if you could cut it or whatever. But again, I'm just bringing it so that it could be recorded that I did bring it to the attention to the right departments. And also, I had some constituents call me about over on was that South 15th Street. That's over there behind CVS. I've had them call me a couple of times, stating with the road, and I drove that road. And that road, you know, I know we're working on trying to get some paving or whatever we need to do, but that road really needs a lot of paving. I had a couple of people that have called me about that street, and then also have called me about the house on the corner, Mr. Wood. That's on the corner of, I think it's South 5th Avenue or South 5th Street, no, 5th Avenue 15. And 15th, that people are saying that and I know we've had a lot of issues with that house on the corner with that gentleman, but they're saying that it's starting to get back jumped up again.
That issue was addressed 3 weeks ago, and he was given a letter and given a time frame per ordinance to get his property in order. That time frame ends tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll take further action not right anyway.
Okay. And, I told you I was gonna save it all for the meeting. But then, again, with Mr. Mayor, asking about, just to clarify again about the paving of the street. So are we gonna look at that to come back to, you know, either vote to get somebody else? I know we talked about it, but I don't know, have we voted, or do we need to, what do we need to do to go ahead and get that process started? To get someone else to pave our streets?
We have, Fennet Paving given us, quotes last week on, a couple of streets that, we've submitted to them. But once again, as Mr. Tucker stated, looking at the financial statement, it looks like we got a whole lot of money. But, some of this money is earmarked, you can't just spend it on anything. So we won't be able to pave all the streets this year.
Correct.
It's gonna, take time, but we are in the process of some streets that been promised years ago that they would be paved, and they have not been. But, we are, Mr. Bolt got me quotes last week from, Fennet Paving.
Okay.
So, and I got with this giver to see if we had the money to, take care of those, and we should be able to do those streets real soon.
So with those streets, Mr. Mayor, not trying to call one out, but you know, people wanna know, well, what streets are getting paved, because they wanna know, you know, are my streets included? So, you know, if you may not wanna say anything right now, but if we can get a list and know what's gonna be soon paved, because, you know.
And if you can remember, I asked, when I first took office, I asked every council member to, get me a list of streets that needed paving, and from the worst to the least.
Mhm.
And, Mr. Dobbs, gave me a couple of streets, and Ms. Malone, has given me, some.
Right.
And it's because you weren't there at the time. But, we don't have the money to pave, everybody in Lanett want that street paved.
Correct.
Including me.
Right.
But we just have to, do it a little alone, and I try to do one in every district. I've done some of this, well, not no paper, we've done some work in your district, done some of schools, at the city to do some in this Altria, and, we had stripes, Mr. Long and, Mr. Tucker both asked about stripes and some streets, we've had that done. So we are working on it, but it takes money.
Right. Well, I'm gonna get with you, like you said, you did send that, that list out, so you did do that. And I will get with you cause, you know, with a few, streets that we can look at that's really bad over in District 4 to get paid, which I know it's not gonna be tomorrow, but I would like to add those to the list, so when we do get some money, so we can work on getting those things done.
That's good.
Other than that, Mr. Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Dawes, you got 30 seconds.
I ain't got nothing. Oh, yeah, invite y'all to my,
You got something, you
to
got
my
something.
grand opening, not grand opening, but ribbon cutting, on tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And, those of you that are hungry, we'll be feeding you at 12.
What's on the menu? What's on the menu?
Some cheese crackers and some chitlins.
Any department heads? Okay, like some of the council members said, I would like to thank the electric department and other departments that been coming and helping them. As we know, the power been going out lately. But y'all do a good job getting them back on. We get a call from somebody telling me that the power off. I called Alan, and a few minutes later, they called me telling me, well, my power back on. So, you're doing a good job, and I appreciate that. Just like to thank the AKAs. I don't see but one in there, but like to thank you all, along with Reverend Michael Stiggers, for participating in, the memorial bench dedication last week over at the senior center. Okay, on, Thursday, the airport dedication is at 10 o'clock. We invite each of you to come out at 10 o'clock to the airport dedication. Mr. Dobbs, I don't know if you know, you will be given a welcome.
Thursday, 10.
Also, on Thursday from 9 until 1, over at the senior center building, there will be a program on fraud and elderly abuse. So if you have not signed up to attend that, you can call the center and sign up for lunch will be provided.
That's at what time, sir? I'm sorry.
At the center?
Yeah.
From 9 to 1. Okay, our seniors participated in the Valley Master games last week. They did really good. And they will be participating in the state master game October the 16th through the 19th. And this will be held at Valley Sports Place. So those of you, if you don't have anything to do, go down and support them. Nothing else, we going into executive session. There will not be any thing taking place afterwards. So thank you all for coming.
We need a motion to go into.
Can I get a motion to go into executive session?
Second.
Now at Glenn Smith in Opelika, the new full-size GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cab discounted up to $9,000 off. The popular GMC Terrain up to $6,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glenn Smith GMC.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
It's fun, it's fresh, it's the new bowling alley in Valley.
I want to welcome y'all out here to the bowling alley. Come out and bowl with us. It's Mr. Jason telling all of you come bowl with us. Our hours are Thursday, Friday from 5 to 10, Saturday from 12 to 10. We have a family session from 12 to 4, just like we do at the skating rink. We have it here at the bowling alley too.